Hey boys and girls, welcome to another super exciting, outrageous toy review. Today we're taking a look at a Game of Thrones figure of Samwell Tarley. Sam is from a short-lived 3 3/4 inch figure line released by Funko. The back of the package features a picture of Sam, but no cross-sell art, showing off other characters in the line. Here we've got Sam out of the package. Now I'm going to put out a general spoiler warning right here because I want to talk about Thrones while I talk about this toy. Now this toy line is supposed to be a little reminiscent of the older Kenner Star Wars action figures. Funko was doing reaction figures in a partnership with Super 7, but when that deal ended, Funko switched over to calling them just action figures, and they continued to make these 3 3/4 inch figures that didn't really have actor likeness, but they had to increase the articulation. They couldn't be exactly the Kenner figures anymore. So Sam is better articulated than a Kenner Star Wars figure, but still has a design aesthetic that feels like a Kenner figure. So we'll start by taking a look at the head there. He's got Sam facial features, but it doesn't look exactly like Sam. He has articulation at the head there. It moves side to side a little bit, but not real far. Down below that, you can see his tunic has nice quilting detail to it. He's kind of portly for an action figure, which is great. He's got a swivel at the shoulders. His arms actually move out to the side pretty far instead of straight up and down because of the way his shoulders are sculpted. He also has elbow joints. His hands are molded so he can hold accessories, and he comes with a crossbow. The crossbow is nicely painted. I like that it has more than one color to it. And that crossbow is important. Sam is not really a warrior, but he does do some important stuff with that crossbow. Down here at his waist, he's got his belt sculpted on, and his tunic lower portion is sculpted in a way that you can still move his legs. I love that you can kind of see the pants with inside there. The early Kenner figures that had robes didn't do that, but the later ones did, and I think that's cool. Sam's hip articulation is so limited he can't really even sit down properly. And then he also has a knee joint, which is, again, that improved articulation that makes him not quite like an old Kenner figure. It would have been nice if Sam also came with a training sword, because John training Sam was an important part of their friendship and everything. Granted, he doesn't have the protective chest plate on in this particular figure. He doesn't have his cloak for other adventures that he goes on. This is just one variation of his costume. There's some slight changes to it throughout the different scenes, but I love Sam. He's one of my favorite characters on the show. He's just so great. He's funny, he's friendly, he's naive, he's not this, barbaric warrior. He's sweet. I don't know, I just really like Sam, and that was the reason why I had to pick up this figure. There's not a lot of Sam merchandise. There's a pop vinyl, and there's this 3 3/4 inch figure. I don't know if we'll ever get a Sam figure from the McFarlane toy line that's coming out soon, but I would buy it if they made one. If you could see the full lineup of figures made for this toy line, they pretty much just made characters that show up in the north based around the wall playset display that they made. So you just get a few members of the Night's Watch, you get a few wildlings, and the Night King, and that's pretty much it. It could have been such a big line if they wanted to, and maybe they would have expanded and they just didn't sell that well. I'm not sure. I don't really know whether Game of Thrones fans were looking for Kenner-style figures or not. Definitely kids weren't looking at these figures going, these are exciting, because, let's face it, most of the Game of Thrones characters' costumes are just kind of bland and black, if they're not, a super detailed sculpt. Thanks for watching this super exciting, outrageous toy review. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out any of the Game of Thrones videos that you might have missed throughout the month.